Good afternoon, everybody. It is Monday, and we did get our bushing put in, and it is really, I mean, there's just no play up and down, side to side. There's a little bit this way, but nothing up and down. I mean, we're talking very, very good fit. Something else you have to kind of be mindful of on these John Deere's, this here has a ridge, and that's where this latch out catches. And if you ever hear, most of the time, the John Deere's that you hear that do all that double clutching, which I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but you should only try to fire once. It's when you're trying to, either you're trying to suck more fuel up, or this right here is slipping and not letting that latch out. I did take a little bit off of here, because when you put that side cover on, if all your parts are from a different engine, most of the time this part here will hit that side cover. So just be mindful of that. Back here in the back, where the gas filler goes, there is a little hole there for a vent. So if you're working on one of them, you should have a vent there. And what I'm going to do is, since we got our bushings all set right, and I think we're good on our governor, and the latch out there and all that stuff works good. The nut's free and it turns. So I think all this will work really good. So I'm going to pause and reposition the camera, and we'll talk about putting the head on. Okay, we're back. I did cut a gasket, and we do have a good head with good valves, good springs, so we're ready to go on the head. I did put valve guides in that head. The way I do it, and I stress the way I do it because it may not be the right way, but seems to work for me. So I usually go ahead and screw in the fuel line down here at the base, leaving this one loose. And then I put my gasket on and my sealer, whatever kind of shellac I want to put on that gasket. Some people just, put them on dry. And then I slide the head up on there. I am going to put something on that gasket. I'm just going to show you how I do it here. And I line the fuel line up and get it started. Just like so. And maybe even come up here and get this one started also. Not tight, just started. And then I would tighten down the head, tighten this, tighten the head, tighten this, because it's a real tight fit. And if you put the head on and go to trying to get this on, most of the time it won't line up, and you'll be in here trying to bend it. And you have to be mindful of how this goes into the gas tank, because you don't want it all the way down the bottom of the fuel tank where your check valve won't work correctly. And you don't want it sideways, you want it straight up and down. So in here bending it and stuff and doing stuff to it, that kind of messes me up, and I tend to think that moves. But this way I know it's straight up and down. I know it's tight, I know it's threaded good, it's not cross threaded. So what I'll do is I'll, and I do put gasola here. I put gasola here. And up here in the front where this fuel jet, or I guess needle seat is what it would be, there's a little gap here around the casting of this carburetor and this brass thing here. We'll call it a needle seat. But it sucks air there sometimes. So if you want your engine to start by just turning the flywheel, things like that have to be addressed. So we'll do something there to remedy that problem. I guess the correct way to do it is to put a bushing in there of some type. I think from the factory that it didn't matter. So why it matters now to me, I don't know. But I think sometimes it does suck air there. So we got a good choke plate. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pause, y'all, and put the head on, get everything tight, do my gasola here, and move on to something else. Thanks for watching.